So I'm doing this series answering questions from all my readers, and today's question is from Nelson, and his question is on Alibaba and what is my outlook on the company. So if content like this resonates with you, make sure you hit the subscribe button below to make sure you don't miss out. There was another question asked about Louis Vuitton by another reader, and I will be addressing this in the next video. So let me jump right into Alibaba. So Nelson is a subscriber and also a student in my investing course. So he actually read through my Alibaba research, which I will include in the link down below in the description if you want to go through the very in-depth research report that I've written. And he's not sure about the current China outlook and how it will impact the stock in the long run. There's a lot of news and noise, and I find it hard to arrive at some objective view. Can you share some views on Alibaba and whether I have conviction in the China stock market and whether geopolitical risks have a great impact on the company and the stock? So when it comes to geopolitics, right, it definitely have a very significant impact on the stock. And that was a core reason why when Warren Buffett, he first bought TSMC, he sold it, just within a couple of months. He bought and then sold the entire position, and he actually explained that it was nothing to do with the company. The company is great, and he thinks that competition would have a very difficult time catching up with what TSMC has to offer. But it was exactly because of the China and Taiwan risks that he decided to liquidate and not hold on to the position. And when it comes to Alibaba, right, there's a few things going on with the company that makes it so cheap, right? On a valuation metric wise, if you look at the P ratio, it is extremely cheap. But what happened was that the Chinese government actually impaired a lot of investors' confidence when it comes to investing in a lot of these China tech companies. And to be honest, I think whatever the China government has done, right, there's a lot of talk about Alibaba having to give like 15 to 20 billion into projects that would benefit the community. To be honest, I don't think that is really that big a concern, especially for a company that size, right, when it comes to about 10, 15 or even 20 billion. When we look at companies like Alphabet, for example, Alphabet alone is paying close to like $15 billion to Apple every year so that they can remain just the default Google search engine. So a lot of these friction expenses, right, I call this cost of doing business or being the most dominant player in the industry. These are like taxes you have to pay. That is not really the core problem for Alibaba or any of these Chinese stocks. And when it comes to the government tone this year, they have actually stated that they want to support businesses and they want to look at business growth. And if I put myself in the shoes of the Chinese government, right, what I want is for my economy to be, more gravitating more towards a lot of these high-tech solutions, especially in artificial intelligence, cloud, so on and so forth. I definitely do not want to handicap my own tech giants that much. So for the government side, there's a lot of indication that, they are okay with letting all these businesses run their course, right? Earn a profit, so on and so forth. I don't think that is as much a concern as it is, 1 to 2 years ago, right? But investors' confidence has been impaired, and it's going to take some time before the trust is built up again. Now, what is more concerning to me for Alibaba is competition, because when it comes to e-commerce, the competition is brutal, right? And we can see that from Alibaba past few years, their margins have been on a steady decline. And on the other hand, while the e-commerce margins has been going down, partly because they are investing in logistics, and another huge reason is because competition has come in, and they need to start spending in order to deter competition again. So there's a two-pronged effect going on there. If it was just logistics, I would have been fine because that is expanding their moat. But competition is also a big factor that has been driving down their margins. And when it comes to what is supposed to be a high margin business, the Alibaba Cloud, it hasn't really taken off like what Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud has taken off, right? When it comes to the China market, the growth sort of have slowed down quite a lot, even though the market isn't saturated yet. So when it comes to Alibaba, right, there's a lot of questions. While government is a risk, it is less so today than 2 years ago. But the bigger question is, how will they emerge from the increasing competition, especially when their margins has been declining for some time?